Okay, LeeAnne, so there was some drama with Brandy and Brooklyn, her daughter, locking her out of the room. And there was a lot of moms that were like, or people that were saying what they would have done. Okay. So I have to ask you before we ask you anything else, what would you have done?
Well, I did what I would have done, which was not have kids. You see, I believe children are karma, and it's God's like personal joke. So yeah, how bad you were as a child, God gives you children that are 10 times worse. That's what my grandmother always said, which is why I was like, that ain't never happening to me. But I tell you, I feel for Brandy when Brooklyn does that. It's, you know.
Oh man, okay, so tell me how participating in beauty pageants has affected your life. What do you think?
Oh, listen, I think that learning how to present myself in the pageant world and how to answer questions elegantly and being able to make sure you took the time to answer the question, which I haven't done yet if you've noticed, trained me quite well to be a housewife.
There you go.
Perfectly.
Listen, I get analogies wrong all the time. Your husband told me that you say analogies like apples and bananas.
Yes, because, okay, let me explain this to you. Apples and oranges are of similar shape. Ain't nobody gonna mix up no apple and banana, okay?
True, that's very different. That's a good point. I don't know any analogies either. Okay, and how does participating in Housewives affect your life?
Dramatically, unfortunately. I need to be more like a turtle and have like a stronger shell.
Oh, okay. And hibernate in it.
Oh, girl, so many times. I'll just be like, whoop. But yeah, you know, I get to do more for others because of the platform that it's given me, but it also brings a lot more haters, and so you just have to find balance, and you have to have the right spouse who every time when you come home and you're like, someone said I'm a blah 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 blah, and he's like, they don't know you. Oh look, they got 2 followers, babe, and you're like, okay, baby, I love you.
Now, how does your husband like you being on the show?
He's not a fan of the unfiltered mouth. The mouth of the South scares Rich. We love you.
The mouth of the South.
Generally scare me, but it's apples and bananas. You know.
It is what it is.
You know what? A good husband should always agree with you. That's how they have a fun night.
Now, tell me how you shut down haters. Give me an easy line, because sometimes I get people messaging me and I'm like, man, you're giving me a hard time.
You ready?
What do you say that I say?
Bless your heart. I wish you a blessed day, and I hope that tomorrow is brighter and filled with a lot more kindness and compassion.
Ooh, shut him down with kindness. All right,
and if that doesn't work, I go, you know what? May all the words you say to me come back to you 100-fold.
That's that, what is it called? Down south, like, down south etiquette, that Texas.
We say it and then we smile.
Yeah, southern charm, exactly.
It's not nice.
I couldn't get the words out, just like you.
It's bad.
Exactly. We got more coming up, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm gonna get a little personal, because people constantly ask me, are you getting engaged? Are you getting married? Everybody was bothering you about how long you took to get married.
Yeah.
What do you have to say back to them?
None of your business.
What about you, Rich?
She's probably waiting on the right one.
They're talking about how long it took you and I to get engaged. We were together for 10 years, and how long it took you to ask.
Making sure I had the right one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, he had a few wrong ones, so this one he had to do right.
I was a little shell-shocked.
There you go. So tell everybody who's worried, mind your own business.
Mind your own business. It's not your business. I mean, like, unless you are, like, you know, financially responsible for the person, it's not their business.
That question, and when people say to women, how come you never had any kids? I think that's probably even ruder.
Oh, I know. It's super annoying. So he told me about your character in Miss Congeniality, a movie that I love. Tell me about this balloon animals. For people who don't know that you were in the movies.
It was awful. It was awful. So Donald Petrie, the director, made me study with a clown, and I had to take balloon lessons, and they were so bad because I'm not good. I'm not really good with my hands. Sorry, baby.
Or tubular balloons.
So I was making all these animals, but they were all like, you know, one leg was like way down, or like, you know, and then like the poodle, you had to pop the tail for the poodle, and I couldn't do that. And so yeah, it was a nightmare. And by the time I got to stage making the animals, Donald walked at me and was like, "This is what you've learned," and I'm like, "This is not what you paid me for. I'm an actress. I'm not a balloon artist."
What's the weirdest task you ever had to do at work, or the weirdest job you've had?
Oh,
Weirdest?
She said, well, the one that took you longest to get down pat, I should say.
Do what?
the longest it took you to you were talking about being when he was a police
craziest
officer?
job, yeah, or the craziest thing, the most not the story that was the most detrimental, but the one that was like, whoa, what happened?
What? I was in SWAT for a long time, and we did a lot of hostage rescues and all that kind of stuff. But when I was in dignitary protection, working with the Secret Service, one day I was assigned to the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
And President Clinton was there, and President Bush was there at this meeting at the Bush Library, and it was pretty cool. I'm not a super spiritual guy, but being around that guy, it's like a calmness comes over you.
So he was so calm that when he got home, I go, "Oh my God, where did the Dalai Lama bless you?" And he goes,
I told all of her friends that too.
Can you believe he met the Dalai Lama?
"Yes,"
Dalai Lama.
and got blessed by him. He got headbutted by the Dalai
I went
Lama.
out that night. He said, "Rich, this is the last day we had him." He said, "Rich, what are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "I'm going to come take care of you. I'll be outside your room, if you need anything." He said, "I want you to get all those Secret Service agents and your officers and come back." And I went out and bought a burgundy tie at a gold pocket square to match his robe. And
He noticed.
Came out and shook
He
my
noticed.
hand.
I want to shake your hand. Give me some good energy, right?
That's awesome.
I know. What
He's a
awesome
cool guy.
stories. All right, talk about coming from humble beginnings. Everybody says that's the difference in your story, that you came from humble beginnings and now you're where you are. What is that transition like, and how do you feel now to be successful?
That's it.
I love. You know what? I love how. Where I came from is who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed that I spent some of my life in a trailer. I spent some of my life on a carnival. I've worked hard to get where I am, and I'm proud of it.
And you just talked about getting married at 51.
Yes.
A lot of people say that they're looking for Mr. Right and get stressed even at 30. What would you tell all these young people that are in relationships that are just in the beginning stages?
If you have faith in God, it will happen. And the reality is, my grandmother used to always tell me, to worry is a sin because it means you don't believe that God knows what he's doing. And I'm not saying that I never worried, because I did, but I just believed that eventually, if it was meant to be, it would be.
So how did you know you were ready?
I
If
didn't
there's a ready
know I was ready. I did not know I was ready. I didn't even realize that getting married on camera I would have all these internal conflicts and stir up all this past feelings. And watching it play out now live is the first time that I'm even being able to recognize that that's what was going on internally within me.
Are you nervous that it's coming up?
No, I'm excited to show the wedding. I'm excited.
So you have a dress that you can wear 164 different ways?
Yes.
Explain this to me. When I read this, I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, so I created Linfinity. I created Linfinity about 2 years ago, and it's basically a bandage dress that you can make different attachments. So like you could wear a cape sleeve, or you could wear a ruffle, or you can make it a gown, or wear it a T-length dress. So it's just it's a way to stretch the budget. I mean, let's face it, that's what I'm all about. Taking something and stretching it into something that you could really use.
People are probably like, you wear the same thing twice?
Oh, I don't wear the same thing twice when I'm on camera, but that's
But
not
in
what
real
the,
life.
But that's not what the dress was about. The dress was about being able to take your money and really stretch it for something good.
Got it. So what are some other advice you have for people that want to make sure they're using their money the right way or stretching it out? I know you do a lot of charity work.
Impressing others isn't who you should impress. Impress God.
Ooh,
Ultimately,
deep.
the reward at the end will be the greatest.
You guys heard that. I think we have to end on that note.
Yeah.
Thanks, LeeAnne.